Well, Christmas is a time of exquisite longing. I heard those words this morning, actually, on a radio program about Christmas music. A singer-songwriter named Amy Grant described Christmas as being a time of exquisite longing, and that phrase just immediately captured my imagination and thought it was worth pondering tonight at worship. Exquisite longing. It's such a great and accurate description of what so many, if not all people, feel at Christmas time. Think of the variety and the depth of meanings of the word exquisite. Exquisite can mean something that's very beautiful, such as the beauty of the Christmas tree or the music we've been hearing tonight. There have been some exquisite, beautiful singing tonight. But exquisite also means extreme, strong, and intense. And it could be like extreme or strong, intense that's good, like a exquisite time at a fabulous meal with your favorite friends. Or it can also mean something intensely painful, something that's exquisitely painful, strong pain. Like Christmas without Grandma this year. Exquisite longing summarizes that mixture of emotions and experiences of Christmas perfectly. That mixture of happiness and joy and a painful ache and the nostalgia and the yearning, the melancholy, and also a longing for intense peace and beauty. You see, you can surround yourself with your favorite people to hang with excellent food, and the children can be excited and happy, not that excited and happy because of sugar overload or sensory overload, but just that really happy, joyful smell of pine and spices in your favorite food can linger in the air, and yet it feels like something is missing. You're surrounded by the joy and all that is good, and yet there is that exquisite longing, a melancholy, a sadness, a longing for beauty, for more, a void that needs to be filled. For me, this longing has been for my Grandma Elfers. It's been quite a few years since she's died, but I really miss her still. I miss her most at Christmas. I love the way she celebrated Christmas. She always had a fancy, the word exquisite could be used, meal of prime rib every year, cooked perfectly, shrimp cocktail, fresh fruit, and all the great candies and cookies that she made. The tree was always real and had those really cool bubble lights on them. And presents around the tree seemed to fill the room. And then there were her homemade pecan sweet rolls that I took over making for some 20 years now. Can't believe it's been that long. Also on Christmas Eve, there is that longing that so many people have for that moment that you're at worship service and we sing Silent Night and the light of the candles flicker in everybody's face. I remember when I was a young girl, my friend and I got to sit up in the balcony the whole Christmas Eve worship service, and when everyone lit the candles, we could see it from on high up above, that light shining on everyone's face. It was so beautiful. In a little bit, when we sing Silent Night, take a moment, look around, see that candlelight shine on the faces of all those around you. You may have heard that Silent Night was first sung 200 years ago tonight. As you sing, ponder, 200 years, this song has filled worship spaces and hearts with beauty and peace. This exquisite longing is why we're here tonight. We celebrate that Jesus was born to fill those longings, that sense that there must be more, the longing of being united again with loved ones. We gather to worship, praise God for the love and salvation we receive through Jesus. We marvel at how God can come to us as a tiny baby, born in extremely humble surroundings in a small town in a stable, to a couple not yet married, surrounded by the lowliest of laborers, the shepherds, and of course some sheep. No grandma, no grandpa, no aunt, no uncles, no cousins, just mom and a future stepdad and a bunch of strangers. Jesus was born into poverty, into a dangerous world where the king, Herod, was seeking to kill him, even as a baby. Jesus is God made flesh, living in poverty, living his young life as a refugee in Egypt, born in a dark world, dangerous world, a world that's still so often dark, with pain of grief, illness, poverty, political turmoil, and refugees. A world with painful longing for more peace, more joy, more love. And that's why we're here. Jesus was born to fill these longings, to bring that light to our darkness, the dark world. We heard it in the readings, we sing it in our songs, and that light is the hope and the love that he brings. On this night we gather and we light some candles to symbolically represent that everlasting light that Jesus brings to all people. 5 little candles and an Advent wreath, and a few candles we hold as we sing Silent Night. The cynic, the depressed, the grief-stricken may all wonder the futility of small candles filling that deep need of hope, peace, joy, love in a dark world. How can it be? But ponder why, more than 2,000 years after Jesus' birth, we still gather. Ponder like Mary pondered all she experienced and heard that sacred night. Ponder the beauty that night gave rise to a song that has endured and remained so popular for 200 years. What other song do we sing every year for 200 years? Ponder as you look around at all who gather here tonight with all the different longings in our hearts. Search for the truth that endures. Jesus is God's peace, God's joy, God's love made flesh. As we gather here on this holy night, as family and friends and strangers to one another, we are also God's love made flesh. And for one exquisite hour, love fills our hearts. We see the light of Christ flickering on the faces of all those around us, and hope fills that longing. May you each know tonight and forevermore that the darkness of this world will never overtake the love and the light of Christ. No matter what the brokenness or pain might be, the love of Jesus is greater. The love of Jesus is healing. The love of Jesus will fill you with hope, peace, and joy. May you each know and carry in you each day the exquisite beauty of Jesus' love.